9:45. It's a little later than it should be. I'm behind schedule today. But we are going on another adventure. I'm in the car with my mama. Hi, mama. And today I'm going to go run a marathon. I'm doing the South Mountains Marathon, which is outside of Morganton in North Carolina. It is in South Mountain State Park, and it's a marathon, so it's 26 miles. And this one in particular is a mountainous marathon. It has 5,000 feet of elevation gain. So it's a marathon, but it's not a standard marathon. I can't use this to gauge actually how fast I can run a marathon. But it's my kind of race. Yeah, like I said, we're running a little late this morning, but not too bad. I just wanted to be there extra early, as I do. Aside from that, feeling okay today. I don't feel nervous per se. I've just got a little bit of anxiety because of the people. I'm not worried about the mileage, basically. So I have done some long trail running races, some ultra running on super mountainous trails like this before. I have done up to 58 miles, and separately did a 50 miler. So honestly, I'm not worried about mileage. The thing that makes me nervous or feel anxiety is that there's going to be other people around. The other runs that I have done, I designed for myself. And it was just me out there, sometimes with my uncle running and my mom, and it was just my parents and Seth providing me support. And it didn't, not that it didn't matter what I did, but I was only responsible for myself. And the only people who were watching me and there basically viewing my performance was my immediate family, and people that are really close to me. So I decided to actually do this one as an official race, kind of to have that under my belt, to let someone else do the planning for once, and also because I wanted to have this experience of running a race with other people. I've done these challenges before on my own, and that's fun, and I don't really know what it's like to actually do that kind of mileage in a race where other people are going to be out there and I'm sharing the trail with other runners. So I'm excited for that aspect, and I'm nervous just about the fact that, you know, there's actually rules that I have to adhere to and cutoffs and things like that I have not had to think about before. Again, not worried about them, just a new aspect to trail running for me. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. A little check-in about my goals with this race. I don't have a time goal. I'm not trying to go any certain speed. Today's word is just explore. I want to see what I can do. I want to find out how fast I can run a marathon. Without that said, how fast I can run a marathon that is A, super mountainous and challenging, and B, when I'm not necessarily giving 100% race effort, if that makes sense. I'm out here to see what I can do. I'm not coming out here to try and win or PR, because I don't even have a PR yet for the marathon. So today we're just going to find out what I am capable of, what I can do, have some fun, meet some people, do a new race, and see how it goes. So goals are just to enjoy it, to learn, and also it's always a big goal of mine, same was said for the Appalachian Trail, just to finish well, and be in a good mind space and feel content with what I have done for the day at the end. So simple goals. We're just out here to play, have fun, and see what I can do.
Markings. You are following blue and white striped ribbons and blue arrows.
That was fast. not even 2 miles in, and we've had 2 creek crossings. And there's no rock hopping or bridge because of all the rain recently, so here we go. This should be the longest climb of the day. Check out the view I'm getting. We're headed up to the top of the ridge. We might be going over that ridge, I don't know. This climb is supposed to take about 4 miles, and I'm just shy of 2 miles, so I should be about halfway up it. Yeah, just power walking, AT hiking it up. I want to take it easy on myself and not spend myself too fast because I'm excited. Views for days along the ridge. Just passed through my first aid station, which I wasn't expecting. I'm at mile 6.3. I should have about 3 miles to the next aid station where my mom's gonna be. Going good. I ate a bar already because I was feeling hungry. I probably didn't eat enough this morning. And it took my stomach just a minute to settle from that. But it's pretty much back to normal. I had a mini cup of ginger ale at that last tent. And it should be mostly down to the next aid station. So we're rolling. I have actually missed this feeling from the AT. How ridiculous is that? This creek obviously gets pretty big. That's the way I'm going. Because there's the bridge. But this is nice. Creek crossing number 3. And 4. As long as I don't slip on these rocks. Yes. Yeah, these are slick. Yee. Rain has begun an hour early, but that's okay. Okay, I've been hanging out with people and haven't checked in much, but I just passed my 3rd aid station. We are at mile 16, roughly. And we're on a road currently running down, and I think it is basically down to the next aid station. So doing good. Stomach feels a little funky, but it's okay. It's not bad yet. So rolling. Check in. I am almost to mile 19, which means I'm about 1.5 miles from the next aid station. I think. My watch is not tracking with exactly where they said the aid stations would be, that mileage. So it's kind of a rough estimate. Mile and a half, something like that. But just to check in, I am mostly going right now thanks to gravity. I feel pretty good walking and hiking. But yeah, I think my body is kind of hitting a wall here. Not gonna stop me, but my gosh, I can feel it. So it's gonna be fine. I just got to get to that next aid station, and then it is a 5-mile home stretch, more or less. So I am on roughly mile 22.5, and I have just started what I'm pretty sure is my last
climb. So I'm walking, let myself take it slow. I know that the end of the climb will be around mile 24, and then it looks like roughly just kind of a smooth sailing down and flat to the end of the race at that point. Feeling pretty spent. I will make it to the end, but I will also make it to the end with not much more in the reserves. I think that these hills took more out of me than I expected. It is 5,000 feet of elevation gain, but I think I just had a little bit more confidence than I maybe should have power hiking up them. I think earlier on I should have taken it a little bit easier on myself. But we're still good, and I've got Sally McRae's Choose Strong podcast in my head that has been getting me up some of these climbs. And this is me, Sally McRae, doing the work. And thank you. I feel mostly good. I have a slight nausea that I'm actually pretty sure is just hunger, but mixed with the exercise that I'm doing doesn't feel normal, and it's actually making it really hard to be interested in eating food. If I was doing a longer distance, I would have sat down at the last aid station and forced in a substantial amount of food, but knowing how close I am to the end, I didn't. Something else that has been encouraging me and potentially leading me to push myself a little more than I expected to is I found out at one of the earlier aid stations that I'm actually the first female, and I keep reminding myself that was not at all my goals for this race. Cool that it's happening, but I keep having to pull myself back because I don't want to change my race plan just because of that. I don't think the girl behind me is far, but I don't really know. I hope she's doing great. I hope she passes me. But as of now, so I hear, I am first female. So, yeah, I am at odds a little bit with my competitive side. But I'm doing the work. I'm going up my last, pretty sure, knock on wood, hill. And then we'll be at the finish line. This is the hill that never ends. Anyone? It's always the last hill that feels the longest. This race series is pretty small. Not a whole lot of runners. And I knew that, but I guess I just didn't really think about like how alone it would be. Frankly, it's probably a really good middle ground for me to take a step into like the official racing world in a super small race like this, because I can find my space super easy. But also, if I had wanted to run with people, I could have. I just made running decisions that placed me in a weird dead zone here. Don't regret it, but it's worth saying that I have run alone for almost this entire thing. For about 5 miles in the middle, I was around this group of guys who is now in front of me, and chatted with a little bit, but I don't even know their names. So it goes. I'll see them at the end, I'm sure.
Okay, and poof, I'm done. So, I think the last check-in I was about 2 miles out. I finished the race super strong. That last 2 miles was really nice and cruisy downhill, next to a creek for a little bit of it, and then I finished. I don't actually know my exact time, but it was roughly 5 hours 35 minutes or so, somewhere in that range, which again I didn't really care about. I have no idea how to compare that even to more normal marathons. But yeah, it went super well. So, and I did finish in first place for females. I don't know what place overall. I'm gonna have to wait and see the results that got posted, but yeah, I'm really proud of my efforts today. Some things that I have: my bib, super, super schwanky. I also got a sticker with the little logo, and that same logo is what they have on the t-shirts, which are really nice and super soft. This is all stuff that just came with being registered for the race. And then all finishers got these ornaments that are locally made with a little snowflake because it's January, and on the back it says South Mountains Marathon 2024. So super nice finishers trophy. And then I got some other things that I'm frankly not sure if I'm not sure who all got, I guess, but I also got coffee. Feels like whole beans, but pretty excited about that. I could always use more of that. And then these next two things, I think one of them I know, but the other one I think is also because specifically I was first place female. I got, this is my favorite. I got this really nice wooden sign with mountains and a bear. Oh yeah, look at that. Actually, the back is engraved. It says 2024 South Mountains Marathon, first place female. It's kind of on the bottom there. I should actually look at my things. So yeah, I got this because I was first place female, but that's super nice. It smells really good too. So I got that. And for first place female, I got a little certificate. La Sportiva is one of the sponsors of the race, and I get a free pair of trail running shoes from La Sportiva. So that's also very cool. So yeah, I have a lap full of things from this race that I had medium hopes for. Overall, I think they did a really good job with the race. The 8 stations I recognize I had I didn't have any footage of. I always forget when I'm getting aid with my runs and hikes and things like that. I forget to actually document them. But they were really great. There was at least one tent, if not 2, set up with tables. They had a good number of snacks. They had Coke and ginger ale at all of the stations and plenty of water. And my only thing that I kind of wished they had was some sort of a Gatorade or something like that. Would have been nice, but they had really good options otherwise. They also, at 2 of them, there were a total of 4 aid stations for the marathon. 2 of them are accessible by cruise, so my mom got to go to 2 of them. And at least 2 of them, they also had a little Foreman grill set up that they were doing hot food. And I actually, at one of them, at the last aid station around mile 20, I got some hot ramen broth, which was so nice. That is going to go into my back pocket for use at a later time because that was great. My stomach is still a little funky and was definitely funky at that point. And so broth was a really nice way of getting in calories, and it was warm and not upsetting and harsh on my stomach. So that was great. Aside from that, the markings and everything on the trail were great. They did a good job about that. Yeah, I think that they managed that race really well, especially for how small. It's kind of an intimate group of people that run it. I think there were 7 women, if that tells you kind of how small that race was, who were running it. But yeah, they did an awesome job. There is a company who kind of oversees that race that I'm forgetting the name of right now, but I will put it down here. And yeah, it went super awesome. The last thing that I want to check in about is my general goals. So I kind of mentioned in the middle of the race that when I found out that I was first place female, my competitive side kind of came out a little bit, but I think I did a pretty good job of reeling that back in because that was not the goal. My goals were just to explore and see what I could do, have a good time, and meet some people, and I did all that. So I definitely met my goals. I definitely know some things that I can do better for next time. I definitely know some things that I think I did really well that I'd like to do again. But yeah, super great. Potentially a race I would do again in the future. But yeah, for now, I'm going to, I think maybe close my eyes for a little bit because I'm so tired, and yeah, spend the rest of the day in recovery. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I'll see you guys next time.